You led the way for the industry, and now others are not only following your example, but leveraging the investments you've made. Tom Gallagher, your CEO, who years ago, way ahead of the rest of many of the rest of our industry, understood that getting into this conversation with integrity, with vision, with a commitment to our core values now and in the future was going to be a critical contribution and the safest place to be.
You know, something struck me earlier when Jason, I know you guys weren't here, but he said that, you know, shouldn't all choices be sustainable? And I think we have a long road ahead of us to get there, but I think that part of the efforts of the people in this room are going to help us get that one voice, that one approach about dairy in particular and how sustainable it is, so that that is a message that we can share then on the front of our, you know, the milk gallons that we sell in ice cream.
You know, for us, it kind of comes back to, on the consumer side at least, people wanting to know more about where did my food come from, how it was produced, what's in it. And that's true just across the board. This isn't just specific to dairy, of course, but it's around just a greater awareness, I would say also a greater concern. And again, it's not just about environment, it's about all these different topics coming together.
The fact that you guys made a conscious decision to build this together is fantastic. It's going to save a lot of money to the farmers. It's going to save a lot of money and effort to the cooperatives. I think it's great. We have not seen these types of efforts in any other industry that I'm aware of. I mean, coffee and cocoa, they are very disaggregated efforts, and some of them, they don't have the same level of transmission of information between systems. So I think this is just fantastic. So we are glad that Starbucks has been able to, be aware of this effort and join it.
When I was in college at that point, I'd questioned whether or not dairy was the industry for me. I'd questioned whether maybe I should go on more of a business major, or look at some other opportunity. But after attending the original summit back in 2008, I was reinvigorated to see that with the work that we're doing here in the Innovation Center through the Sustainability Council, I can continue to be a dairy farmer. I can continue 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now, which is what I really want to do.
Sustainability and consumer demand they're just joined at the hip. I mean, we have to be concerned about sustainability in order to drive consumer demand. The consumers are more worried than ever about how you're producing your product, what resources you're using, and are they renewable or not to produce a dairy product today. And if you're not talking about sustainability, your consumers will decide that you will talk about sustainability.
When we start talking about community involvement and sustainability and a whole industry-wide approach. And when I think back to our farm, I think, wow, there's things that we could do that could make a big difference.
It's not enough to say, this is what we're doing. You have to have the proof points. You have to have the science. You have to be validated by third-party credible organizations. And that's what the Sustainability Council has really been aimed at doing, is creating the life cycle assessments, or creating sustainability guides for dairy farmers, or all these other things that we're creating in a way that it provides proof points that we can use, that are credible, that can be used by a McDonald's, by a Domino's, by a Starbucks, with consumers, so the consumers understand that we're not just saying these things. When we say, here's our carbon footprint, or here's what we've done to reduce our carbon footprint.